Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Casa D18 Studios channel. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you're here with me, and I greatly appreciate it. And it's time once again to step into the war zone. That's right, it's time for another edition of the Weekly Acquisition Report, the show where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever growing movie library. Today, we're going to take a look at some movies that I found recently at a local pawn shop. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another edition of The War Zone, the Weekly Acquisition Report, the show where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever growing movie library. And like I said in the introduction, today we're going to feature some films that I found recently from a local pawn shop. And I don't go to the pawn shops all too regularly because let's be real, physical media is a dying thing. So pawn shops really don't want to get their hands on that type of stuff. It's going to be too hard for them to move it. So they don't update stock all the time like thrift stores do. Thrift stores, you're going to be more apt to find movies on a regular basis because people clear their closet out. They just donate it to the thrift store, maybe get a tax write off. Pawn shops have to pay you for what you're bringing them. And they're not trying to buy collections of movies because odds are they're going to sit there for a while and not move. So, like I said, I don't go all too often to them, but it had been a couple of months since I had hit this particular one. I was in the area. I figured, what the heck? Let's see what they have. And I picked up a nice little small stack here. First one we're going to show off is one that's definitely going to be featured here pretty soon. I forget which month I have it booked into, as there's two very recognizable stars in this film, Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp, both of whom have pretty milestone birthdays coming up soon. Johnny Depp will be turning 60 this year, and Leonardo DiCaprio will be turning 50 either this year or next year. But I found What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And this is a movie that I have been doomed with for years. Now, it's well documented. I'm not the biggest DiCaprio fan. So let's just eliminate that from the equation. I do like Johnny Depp, and I do like early Johnny Depp. Things like Nightmare on Elm Street, Edward Scissorhands, etc. But every time I've sat down to try to watch this movie, something happens, I get pulled away from the movie, and I never go back and finish it. It's just a curse for this movie. So, again, don't remember which month I have it planned in for, if it's going to be for Johnny's 60th or Leo's 50th. But I am going to finally get the opportunity to sit down and watch this, review it here very, very soon. And I'm looking forward to it. I also picked up a film not too many of you guys are going to be familiar with. And if you are, you're probably only familiar with the original. The original being Pure Country, but there are two direct-to-DVD sequels. This one is Pure Country 2, The Gift. George Strait, who plays the lead in the original movie, is back in this one, but he's not reprising his role of Dusty. He's actually portraying himself, George Strait. So it's definitely separated from the franchise, but at least there is that common thread there where George does appear in it. There's also a third one that features the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, but I couldn't do that this month without having done the others first. Part 2 has been really hard to come by, at least as a standalone disc. I've been able to find it on a 2-pack with the original, but I already own the original. And I already own Part 3 on standalone discs. So I didn't want a double set with the original and this one, or even this one in Part 3. I wanted it as a standalone. And the pawn shop had a couple copies of the double pack of this in the original, but then they had one copy of it as a standalone. So I went ahead and I grabbed that to add to my collection. Trilogies, because there are 3 movies in the set. Movies that star musicians. There's a lot of different roads I can go down with this one. I'm looking forward to getting to it at some point down the road. The next few that I found are classic cinema. And when I say classic, I'm talking like possible contention for my Turner Classic Movies month. So, Pop, if you're watching this, let me know if any of these are ones you want to see me feature. First one is a double feature of Shirley Temple, Curly Top, and Dimples. And I mean, it's Shirley Temple. Like, you can't get much more vintage than this sweet young girl who was a huge sensation in the 30s. I've honestly never seen too many of her movies, so I'm definitely curious to pop this one in and just let it run and give it a view. Whether I review it here in the very near future or waits a little while, I'm curious to watch this one. The next one is a Bob Hope film, but the main reason I got it is because it also stars Fred Mertz, William Frawley from I Love Lucy, Miracle on 34th Street, The Lemon Drop Kid. Again, I know very little about this movie, but I saw Bob Hope and I saw William Frawley, and I was like, yes, please. This looks like it'll probably be funny, knowing the way that those two gentlemen are with their careers. The next two movies I picked up simply because I saw them and they reminded me of my grandpa. The Jolson Story and Jolson Scenes Again. I had to have these in my collection. I lost my grandpa a couple years back, and I wanted to add these to my collection because seeing them there just made me think of him. Period, point blank. You know, the Jolson Story, the story of America's greatest entertainer at the time. Let's be honest. But that was a time like before Sinatra even. So it's going to be interesting to go back and see this man's story. I did find me some Blu-rays. It's me. There's got to be some Disney there somewhere, right? I found the Walt Disney Short Films Collection, which features Frozen Fever, which was the brand new short at the time. It's also got shorts from Tangled. It's got Get a Horse, which was the first short to feature Oswald the Lucky Rabbit after they reacquired him after all those years. Some good stuff on this disc. DVD, Blu-ray, digital. The digital code is in there. I haven't tried it yet to see if it works. I'll be curious to see if it does. We're in the month of movies that star WWE Hall of Famers. I found Tactical Force starring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I did review this a couple years back when I did movies that star wrestlers. So I will go ahead and I will link that up here if you missed that review. But at the time that I reviewed it, I want to say I watched it on Tubi. I did not own it. So to find it on Blu-ray at that, added that to my collection as well. The Silence of the Lambs. Believe it or not, I have not been able to get through this film start to finish. I've tried numerous times. And I don't know if it was just something that didn't hook me or if it creeped me out, because I forget how old I was the last time I tried to watch this. But I have seen Red Dragon since, which was the prequel story to Silence of the Lambs. And then if you follow the Anthony Hopkins timeline, it goes to this and then Hannibal, even though Red Dragon came out after Hannibal. But I digress. So now that I've seen Red Dragon, maybe if I tried to give this another watch, I would get hooked into it a little bit more. But had to add that to my collection. And then the last one I've got, Samuel L. Jackson, Gina Davis, The Long Kiss Goodnight. I remember watching this with my girlfriend the first time I dated her. You know, I don't know if I've documented, but this is the third time I've been with my girlfriend. The first two times we broke up First time was just an immaturity thing on my level. The second time, there were outside forces that I didn't know about until much more recently. And then when we came back together this time, everything has been kind of like cool in the game. But I remember watching Long Kiss Goodnight with her the first time or the second time we dated. And I didn't catch it from the beginning. I caught it about halfway, but I just got sucked into the story. This was before Samuel L. Jackson became a huge household name. And I'm looking forward to taking a look at this film again, fresh eyes, seeing the whole thing start to finish. What did you guys think of my haul this week? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. What did you think of Tactical Force? What did you think of The Long Kiss Goodnight? What did you think of The Silence of the Lambs? Have you seen Shirley Temple's Curly Top or Dimples? Have you seen The Lemon Drop Kid? Have you seen The Jolson Story? Should I do any of those for my Turner Classic Movies month? Again, not the official title of the month, just giving you an idea of the theme we're going with here. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these movies, and make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we get back to our movies that star WWE Hall of Famers and we discuss The Price of Fame, where this target subject is 2010 WWE Hall of Famer, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Also featured in the film is his son, non-Hall of Famer, Ted DiBiase Jr. But then we also get interviews throughout the course of the film from 2004 WWE Hall of Famer, Harley Race, 2009 WWE Hall of Famer, Terry Funk, 2007 WWE Hall of Famer, Jim Ross, 2006 WWE Hall of Famer, Mean Gene Okerlund, 2005 WWE Hall of Famer, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and 2011 WWE Hall of Famer, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You don't want to miss out on that. Right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on Renegades Reviews, as we get back into our movies that star WWE Hall of Famers. So, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of thrift store videos, fans of yard sale videos, fans of unboxing videos, fans of treasure hunt videos. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them, as it's the only way we're going to boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithms so I can eventually get monetized and begin to make some money off of the hard work I put into this channel over the last 2 years. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in today. It means so much more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.